You know what, man? Maybe it is the music, like, at the beginning that's, like, shadow banning me. So, we're just gonna not play music for, like, 60 seconds and see what happens. Welcome to the stream. This is your Pepe in the bottom right of your screen. I'm currently speaking. This is what my voice sounds like if you ever wanted to know. Hi, I'm Pepe, and yeah, Bitcoin has achieved a price well over $15,000 now. It's wonderful, man. Trying to meditate during this complete insanity of YouTube. Just, I don't know, man. There doesn't make sense. Maybe it does. Maybe it's the music they pick up in the first 60 seconds, like someone said. So we're going to try to get through this. We're going to try to get over this, around this, whatever. Look, man, I just want to be searchable on YouTube. I mean, I think that's fair for me to want that, okay? Because I've only been searchable for, like, 2.5 years. So anyway, man, I think we're probably safe now. We could be safe now. Let's try this. Okay. So welcome to the stream. Here's a chart. Here's another chart that I'll show you where Bitcoin. We follow the parabola line somewhat recently, but let's be real, dude. Small adjustment. And really on Bitfinex that I didn't have to change anything. Look at this. Look at this friggin' parabolic run that is in continuation. Y'all hear me? Loud and clear, hopefully. Yes. There is no resistance, as we discussed yesterday, till about, what was it, 16K? Let's look left on the 4 hour. I mean, 15K isn't really even much resist. Dude, the next resistance like 16.2, man. And that's kind of been the case. 16.2 and then 17.187. All right. Where you are now, there's no, that's not a real major swing high, in my opinion, around 15.5, though you could reverse there for a while. I mean, you got to understand the threshold that was broken already. I mean, the Three Gorges Dam at 11,463. That was the breaking point anyway, right? And where are we since 11,463 was rebroken out of? We're at 15.2. We just hit 15.3. So you just can't be surprised with these technical breakouts. Can't be surprised with the money printing. Can't be surprised with, I think it was the ECB or at least Britain central banks there. They were talking about negative interest rates, though it turned out, I think they reported yesterday or last night that they will not be going negative rates yet. They're keeping the rates unchanged. But anytime a central bank starts talking about negative interest rates where there has never been a negative interest rates, yeah, that's probably really good for Bitcoin. You don't want to be giving good news to Bitcoin in a parabolic run, because it's going to take that good news and run, right? Just like in a bear trend, the Truman Show guy. It's the inverse Truman Show guy, right? Look at that. Inverse Truman. We're melting down somewhat, right? I don't know, Jason. Why CNBC? You got to ask them, man. Email them. I don't know. They cover, equities and some commodities and all that, so they don't really cover Bitcoin that much. Even when Bitcoin broke out, even when the PayPal news broke, they said it wasn't justifiable for Bitcoin to be up about $800 to $900 at the time, and look at it now, right? I don't think they understand the supply and demand aspect of Bitcoin, the market cap of Bitcoin. They're just not there yet. It's sketchy, it's speculative, highly volatile asset class, of course, but they don't talk about it being a momentum driven asset class, where momentum is all bulls right now. Oh my god, are you scared? Just kidding. Are you euphoric? Litecoin leading the way. Well, didn't we talk about, I'm sorry, patrons and charts, like charts only? Yesterday on stream, we talk about Litecoin. Hello? What do you even want from me, right? I mean, literally, bullish divergence, back testing the neckline of the inverse head and shoulders. I mean, and you were poising yourself for a breakout, and the next target should be around $60. Look where we are. We're up 8.71% today. I mean, come on, dude. Let's go, Litecoin. TA being effing respected so hard right now, but very fast. Very fast. Altcoins across the board are up. Catching bids everywhere. Everywhere, dude. GBTC trade setup has exceeded today the first target of the trade setup, appreciation of value since the entry. Oh my God, chat, 40%. Jesus chimes. Double chat. What's up, Jason, dude?
Euphoria. Bro side note, do we got any college picks this weekend? Smile.
Terrible picks this week. I'm not touching it this weekend. I couldn't even find lines that were good for me. When I was looking for 3-game teasers, nope. Probably not touching this weekend, especially the fact that I just have so much riding on this election. I've got enough stress in my life with that one. I mean, Georgia, is hanging in the balance. If Georgia wins and President Trump loses the election, I make money. But, if Georgia loses and Trump loses the election, I lose some money. So, I need I need Georgia to be called. I need Bitcoin to be called for Georgia. Georgia to be called for the conservatives. And then all will be well. Okay? So, I don't know. It's so close. There's so much insane mystery with magic ballots continuing to be found. Yeah, go ahead if you're a Democrat. Go ahead and say, oh yeah, this is normal, dude. They find ballots all the time randomly at the end, 2 days, 3 days after the election, right? Of course. I can't believe this. I bet if it was going the other way, you wouldn't be saying this crap. This is ridiculous. Anyway, 40% up on the trade setup. Let me find it real quick. I'm going to post it. It's beautiful, dude. Nice P&L here. Nice P&L on this one. My God. Alright, so it all started October 15th. Inverse head and shoulders, 3 rising valleys, man. This is how it started. Entry was 12:43 now, right? It was time, dude. It was effing time. We knew this resistance, breaking it, there wasn't much resistance above you until 1678, right? So we're just straight line up, right? I mean, entry to first target hit now, and we're talking in less than 3 weeks, so not bad, right? So that's what you can get. Join the Patreon. I mean, if you're paying attention, some people aren't paying attention, but the next target on this, dude, is we're talking about down here. It's this could almost double up if it hits the 100% measure move of the structure, whether you call it a complex inverse head and shoulders or a 3 rising valleys. Double up almost. And if Bitcoin with no resistance above it, really, I mean, looking left, I mean, you got one resistance, 16K, 17K, those peaks on the 4 hour, they don't exist on the weekly or the daily. They're not there. That is the road for GBTC to get there. So hopefully you got this in your Roth IRA, or one would have this on their Roth IRA. I mean, maybe not, dude. So we look at Bitcoin futures, I guess, that are delayed for me here. I mean, we're gonna look at the real one. But look at this, man. I mean, this is unreal. This is crazy. Right? Talking about a structure that goes back to May and August, that upsloping supply line destroyed, devastated. Bitcoin's right now 15,440 at this current time as I'm watching it live. We can look at that. Bottom right of your screen. It's really good day for the index funds too, all up over 2%. Equities killing it too. So I don't know what this means. I don't know in terms of, Bitcoin's a certain story now, but for equities being up, I'm not really sure what it means. I mean, are they pricing? They don't. Maybe it doesn't matter because no matter who's going to be in office, the money printer's going to go burr. Okay, look where we are on futures. I mean, there's no resistance. I mean, you could say where traders set it up 16,380 right there. What the heck? Right there. I mean, that 16.4 is your next target on futures. That's it, dude. And then what's above that? Like, really nothing. I mean, kind of 19,000 plus. So, if we know if futures have been respecting the TA, I think better than spot price. This could very well be achieved in time. The technical breakouts happened. We're melting up. I talked about this literally yesterday in Patreon chat. Melt up. Oh, we talked about this on stream yesterday. Remember we did the inverse chart of Bitcoin, and we were like, yeah, dude, I mean, this looks like an S coin in a bear trend that just can't find bids, and you might find yourself breaking out bearishly. Anyone remember that? I mean, that is what's happening right now. So, sure, you can always pull back and up and down for many hours before going higher, like, you know, this afternoon or this evening, but it's just crazy.
Bruh.
Yes, alt's going up. So we can look at, we looked at Litecoin briefly. Let's look at Ethereum. That remember the Gartley that is now, you know, that target was hit, 410. We've discussed 420 was the next one, right, for the shorter term play. But you know, you're back at the first target of the trade setup, and we're looking for a break above that. You break 416, I'm pretty sure the chance becomes high that you see $444 in time. 444.44, repeating of course, and above that, nothing really till 487. Sorry, man, this is an early stream. I'm just trying to, you know, when you're out of your element, Donnie, and I kind of am. But you know, I think when we look at the weekly and monthly on Ethereum to gain a better perspective of how really good this is. Okay, hold on a sec. Let me hide this. Yes, how good is this? It's extremely good because what you've done is, like, during the consolidation phase, which was, you know, I mean, one of the 4 schematics of reaccumulation, it seems like it was one of them. It was after that sell-off, you got the reaccumulation. If you look left, all that happened during the correction was you back-tested old levels from August 2017, October 2017 as support. You found yourself right back above the June 26, 2019 high. And since then, it's been real nice. And in time, it does seem very possible that 487 could easily be hit on the weekly again. But if you go to the monthly, man, I mean, it's just business as usual. Like, right? You think eventually you will, I mean, you're going to have to retake the high of 432. You break that, man. The target eventually $652. Unbelievable, right? Not really unbelievable on the monthly. Because we know with Fibonacci, extremely reasonable retrace target from a high, all-time highs, 14,200. No, I'm sorry, 1,420.
Is that a joint?
Sorry, got Bitcoin on the mind, right? That's not even a 50% retrace. I mean, Ethereum could eventually see 760, no problem, man, on the monthly. That means it could take 6 months to get there, but eventually it's very possible. And the way Bitcoin's looking, I mean, that's the macro and extremely bullish conditions. Why could the silver of crypto, which is Ethereum, not do that in time? Coffee Crypto, Erwin Coffee, what's up, dude? Drinking the Malabar, dude, the Monsoon Malabar. Weeks ago, what do you mean months ago, dude, that 652. I mean, this has been the same thing for months, man. Same analysis on Ethereum on the monthly. There's been no change. I mean, no change really since we started, April and May. Really, when I think I started drawing this stuff. It's been a long time. So, Ethereum, Bitcoin, beautiful specimen. The best looking specimens, I think, on the whole crypto market. If we're talking about, like, weekly, monthly. Oh, magical internet money surge. Who's laughing now? Who's laughing now, dude? Oh, man.
Respect your President Biden. The North King rises. All hail King Biden. Go, blue. Go Biden, go Biden, go Biden, go, go. Flip, 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 Georgia. Flip, 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 Georgia. Biden wins. Ha 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 ha.
Flipping coupons in the stock market.
2.70000xtz.
Thank you for that interaction. So, right, we got the monthly's good, the 4 hours good. You're in this big channel where you think eventually, look at the top of the channel. Top of the channel is at like $470, man. So, but dude, I mean, if you, like, we talked about equities, right? I mean, we were back above the February high. We're continuing to stay above it. Now we're nearing the high from October 12th. Straight line up, man. There are gaps. You have to understand there are gaps. At least today. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Yesterday we filled a gap. But now we have a new gap. We have a new gap that is very, very low below us, 34.47, So just be cognizant of that. But yeah, man, this is a nice higher low. It definitely pivoted like crazy. Crazy, dude. Wow, on the we looked at it on the daily. We had hidden bullish divergence eventually developed, but be danged if we didn't also at the same time have it on the 4 hour. Why don't we really have to adjust the daily time scale? You see it right here. A low, the higher low with the lower levels relative strength. That's pretty good. That's pretty good coinciding variables. So you're getting that play out, but. If we're talking harmonics here, and this is outlandish, this is almost too ridiculous right now to talk about. I don't want to get people's hopes up at all. I think this very well could just be a range-bound asset that is bouncing between 32.30 and 35.82. But if we're talking complex patterns, if we're talking just harmonics here, the only pattern that could be real, because of the 886 right here, is the bearish deep crab. 886 is the is B, higher low 886, and then we're talking eventually if this actually goes, if it wants to send it, we could get as high as 3686 before reversal, but then could go as high as the 1618, which is up here. Oh my God, all the way up around 3820. So that is a possibility for the S&P 500. But man, I don't know, man. You just gotta have what we know about gaps and the everyday gaps and how they normally fill, like 70% chance of them filling. I mean, you think, man, I'm this is super sus on the gaps. But as I said, when we talk about gaps on these index funds, there are many gaps that never filled. Right? There's a gap down here from May 2866 that never filled. There's gap down here at 2494, and there's one way down here at like 2200. So there are the gaps that may not fill for a long time, but just thinking outside the box of a target area where you could maybe go if you do break all-time highs at $3,600, man. So keep your eye on it. Very interesting development. S&P having very good past 5 days, 4 or 5 days straight now. It's beautiful. Could be even better on the Qs. Just NASDAQ 100. Oh, I mean, not as good. It's actually about the same. Look at the gaps, dude. I just don't like these gaps. The gaps fill. These gaps normally fill, man. So up 2.5% today. Same thing is going to be said for the NASDAQ composite. Yep, just the gap, boys. Now there is a gap that never filled at 12,046. No, you can't say that we can't run up and test that before reversing and then filling the other gaps. I don't know, man. That just sketches me out. Okay. It's the Gap boys. But like, well, okay, so why is today doing well? Take a look at PayPal. I mean, PayPal's killing it. Well, look at this, dude. I mean, this channel, I can't even believe it, man. I mean, I guess I can. The upsloping channel had that hit that demand line. It dumped after earnings.
Not great, not terrible.
Call TVTK look at THU in ITS convenient. Bullish divergence on daily.
Yes, comrade. So go ahead. Hold on, dude. Yeah, let me. I had to restart all my browsers and stuff yesterday. Yeah, we'll take a look at it, fella. Ethereum, Grayscale Ethereum Trust Connect. I believe that is ETHE. You know what I'm saying, man? All right, hold on. PayPal, that gap probably gonna fill. You know, I mean, I'm sorry that these gaps fill, dude. You're talking about index funds, maybe not, okay, because of it being an index fund, but dude, these individual assets with gaps that'll eventually fill, and it'll be sooner rather than later. It's not gonna be like, oh, this is a breakaway. It's not a breakaway gap. We know it's not a breakaway gap. So yeah, it could run all the way up to 220, make all-time highs before eventually in the coming weeks fill the gap. So. Still great though. I mean, come on. Hype in the chat for our retirement, our 401ks, our IRAs, our SEPs. Let's go, dude. Oh, it's gorgeous. I mean, this is a very good looking asset that, or I'm not saying great looking asset. I'm saying where it is could be lower risk area, but I know the appreciation value it's had kind of, recently. It's been insane. Look what happened, man. What was once resistance September of 2019, November of 2019, what was once support March 18th became support again October 2nd. And since October 2nd, when we did back test that critical ice line, you know, we fell below it, but it's not about what happens when you break out. It's what happens the following price action. And so since you broke back above that ice line, you got as high as 70% appreciation value in 16 days before selling off. Beautiful. But now today, pivoting, making a higher low. Why? Well, I'll show you. On the 4-hour hidden bullish divergence, man. There it is. Impending price action, continuation of the upside. Implied? Well, you got to say TA is being respected right now. Who's that gap, dude? You kidding me? Why are we gapping? So you could just imagine the upside potential is insane here, okay? I mean, like above this $40 area, the history is straight up, straight down, straight up, eventually straight down. I mean, like, there's not very many pivot points. I mean, we could try to show, I mean, a valley, you know, here's one valley that could maybe be, yeah, that's, sorry, I gotta change that. That was just for the election, sorry. We're still going, though.
Dude, I'm driving, but I have to pop into stream. Let's go, let's go, let's go. BTC to the moon. Lola, I'm not a moon boy, but let's go. Great cover, and I hope we just started.
You better have done that via voice and not typing while you're driving. Shame on you if you did, but I know you're smarter than that, so thank you, dude. Be careful out there. Don't let me be a cause of distraction. Okay, yeah, Bitcoin's doing things, but it's never worth a human life, okay, to just be safe out there. Thank you, man, for the $20 super chat.
Hey Mitch, can we look at the RTX? Looks like it could run up to 270.
What's up, Iconic? Yeah, man, thanks for the 10, dude. Yeah, we'll look at the Vertex. Yes, pharmaceuticals, right? But just to finish up with Ethereum to E, I mean, your target's $69, right? That your $10 increase in price, that's the target. That's it, dude. Unless you just begin to sell off now, okay, that is the next target, $69. If you break $69, you got to understand it's very new asset with very few pivot points created. I mean, I think it would be safe to just have a conservative target of 103 if you broke 70. Dude, I mean, look, I mean, you see it straight down, straight up, straight down. Eventually, straight up, straight down, straight up. You break this, a new paradigm, and then look, you know, straight down, straight up. There's just, you get what I'm saying. If you break 69.91, next target. Okay. If you break $69, 103. Boom. You break 103, we'll talk about it on the next stream, right? I mean, we're talking 144. Trader settled up on February 24th. All right, so big jumps could happen on this asset. But just remember what I said. It appreciated in value in 16 days, 70%. Is pulled back about halfway maybe from that low to high and is now beginning to go again off the hidden bullish divergence. So I guess we could say...
Do you respect it?
Isn't that right, dude? Hey, Derek, man. Welcome to Patreon, dude. Thank you so much, man. Let me see if today it works. Probably not. It never will. That's just my luck. How this stuff works. The API always breaks. And no, it doesn't work, man. I just don't get it, man. It's just like so stupid. Thank you, dude, Derek, for can we get some hype in the chat? Thank you so much, Derek, man. Please be sure to sync up the Patreon to the Discord, and we could all be kings together, man. Okay, so yes, we've got ourselves. I haven't looked at this in a minute, man. We got ourselves Vertex Pharmaceutical. You're talking about 270. Oh well, I mean, my God, this just hit that ice line, didn't it? Right there. No, it did. It was like a 98% retrace. Unfortunately, with the dump like this, earnings. No, it wasn't even earnings. Well, we had earnings, and you survived. There is a mega gap fill, yes, but this is significant enough to be a breakaway gap to where you don't fill this for a while. But if it is to fill, that's the target, 271. I don't know. Remember, you just had the dump, so when you have a dump so recently, you don't have an edge. All right, look at the daily. It's bearish convergence on the oscillators. All right, no edge. You did rally, but this is what happens on breakaway gaps. Like even breakaway gaps, the upside. Look, you'll gap up like that violently on high volume, and then you'll eventually, do the hook. It's like the hook price action. I've seen 1,000 times where the asset will come down, do this, get somewhat closer to filling, and then go again. All right, so I don't know, man. Like if I don't have an edge on this on the daily, I'm not really feeling that good about it, but. If we're talking simple Fibonacci retraces, high to low, okay, we could at least say that a common retrace from this level, if it's actually going to make the common retrace, is between 242 and 266.85. Yes, the gap fill is just above the 618 at 271. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe it runs up to 382 and then dumps again before it shows an actual edge on the daily that would be more prudent. It would be prudent to wait for an edge on the daily. It always is. You just don't have it right now. You get what I'm saying? So, 4 hour. No edge on the 4 hour, of course. I mean, you can say you are diverging on the RSI, but you don't really have multiple swing lows, swing highs. Like the you're looking for one bottom, and then it runs up, and you're looking for another discernible bottom, right? This is not it. This is like the same bottom, kind of. So you're dealing with, it's diverging, but is it textbook bullish divergence? Hard to say. I'd say I'd be leaning towards no. But again, where you are, if you start really retracing, you got the targets, 242 to 266 before selling off again. Okay, it may not fill the gap. That's pretty nasty stuff right here, right? The momentum shifting aspect before the dump, yeah, it was definitely there. Don't cover this much. Thanks for the 10, iconic. All right, back to Bitcoin, back to the insanity, the melt up, I'd like to call it. You are beginning to melt up. And this is what happens on an asset that has a very, very finite supply. The money printer has been going burr all year. Just remember the stat, right? This just Bitcoin, if it's at 20K in a few weeks, you just can't be surprised anymore. I mean, out of all the money that exists, out of all the US dollars that exist on the planet that have been in circulation, 22% of those US dollars were created this year alone. And then you've got central banks around the world that are doing the exact same thing with their own currencies, and immediately, as soon as those new currencies are minted, they're converting those new currencies of their own origin into the US dollar. So it's just like, all that going on is so good for Bitcoin. Negative interest rates from central banks. That news is good. Mass adoption from institutions. I mean, like PayPal and Square, and who knows how far it's going to go. This insanity. Composite Operator. I think patrons know. Composite Operator has been acquiring his position all year, and this is just the fruits of the happening right now. Bitcoin's up 7.4% today. So, Bitcoin's awesome. We'll keep our eye on it. 15,200 and change. It's just right around there. Ethereum's great. One thing I do want to look at is gold. Just the GLD anyway, okay? Is this interesting? It is interesting, right? It's like, look at Bitcoin did. Well. I can't harp it enough, dude. We were at areas of value. We back tested the spring, a PCZ of a bullish cipher at the ice line that goes back to 2011, 2012. This was it. 3-month long correction, 100 days, almost to the textbook on GLD and XAU. Textbook, common, normal, average correction time in a multi-year uptrend. 100 days-ish. We did it, man. And so now what's happening? You're running up again. Look how close you are to those old September of 2011 highs, 185.92. You're just a few dollars away, man. You're at that supply line of the really conservative channel I plotted with anchor point 1 and 2 on the bottom and then just 1 on the top. You've touched it like the Jesus and no higher. So this is where these are the areas where I would think people would be reaccumulating with me, and it could do this. It could break it and go to all-time highs again and continue this insane run it's been on for 2 years now. I just don't know why. Why would gold stop with what they're doing monetarily? Like the policy is insane. So what happened? Where's Jeffy at, dude? Where's Jeffy when you need him, man? Hopefully it was probably him that drove the market here. He took heed of the TA. My goodness, man. What a freaking day. With all this uncertainty, no one knows who's going to win the election. It really is in the air. No one knows. So, but I'll tell you this. Whoever wins is going to court. It's definitely going to court, whoever wins. So currently on the Bitcoin futures, if you can even believe it, Bitcoin's sitting up there nice at $15,340. Selling off some. It got to a high point of 15,505. And again, the index funds have been killing it today. Individual assets killing it today. The mega caps doing quite well. As you can see, one of those mega caps called Amazon. Think you're aware. Think you know who these people are. Amazon. $3,333. Repeating, of course, Leroy Jenkins. But the gaps, man. The gaps everywhere, dude. These gaps are not breakaway gaps. They're not exhaustive gaps. So there could only be everyday gaps that have high percentage chances of eventually filling. So still just not sold on this. You're just range bound, right? I mean, you are above this high from July 13th, but not above the wick, right? I mean, if I plot that wick there, you're just trying to break it earlier, but you're just back below it. It's the same thing where if we want to have some outside the box thinking and talk about this being some higher low double bottom continuation, I mean, you're the same thing as the index funds, but it makes all the sense in the world, right? The bearish deep crab, same thing where you're talking. The bearish deep crab. Forgive me from earlier. Bearish deep crab can only have one PCZ. It's not a zone. It's not a butterfly. It can only be the 1618. So if we have a target, if it actually does break all-time highs. We know where this is probably going on Amazon at... I mean, you'd be looking around 39.65, and at that point, I think the market participants, that psychological $4,000, they would want to see that probably, and they maybe push it there. Excuse me. Whoops. Yeah, I have a lunch today with a couple friends. One of my friends is introducing me to another who trades options for a living, but I think he just wants to, wants to meet because it's like, dude, how many people like are into this stuff where I live? And so I think he feels the same way I do, and I think it's like, hey, man, well, dude, I feel you. So the more people I can meet locally that care about what I care about, the better, man. So it's gonna be fun.
Bruh.
But that's an hour or so. So I do have a little bit of limited time on this analysis, this live coverage, this early coverage of the Bitcoin somewhat melt up, which I think we're all pleased with. Markets loving this crazy insanity, this crazy uncertainty. It really is. So again, Target, Amazon, if this gets crazy and you're not just range bound, okay, if you don't just make a lower high and fill the gaps and dump again, 4,000 could be on the table in time if the market wants to do what it's done since its inception, which is always make higher highs, higher lows. Okay, just don't know if it's going to be sooner rather than later.
Thoughts on gold? It's pumping also, and do you think BTC will pull back soon?
Nawab, man, thank you so much for the £5 super chat. What's up, Zombie? Thanks for the sub, dude. Yeah, if you're out there and you had to hit that like button, that bell, that sub, don't do it for me, man. Do it for Bitcoin, right? Help the channel grow with some likes, with some subs. Okay. Well, we literally, you must be just tuning in. We looked at golds, and it's exceptional. I mean, let's look at the XAU to the US dollar, instead of the GLD, and you will see what happened. We have clearly, and what did it start with, chat? What did it start with? The cipher, the bullish cipher, man. You didn't have an edge at the PCZ, but we knew just yesterday looking at this, it was right there. It was very close and poised for a breakout of the supply line, but not just the supply line of the correction you've been in for 100-ish days. 1920, which was previous all-time highs from 2011, 2012. So you being above that, the target on XAU is like 1969. You're at 1948, there's nothing here. This has never really historically ever been a pivot point. Okay, maybe a couple Rudy Poo times, but you're thinking just the next discernible swing high is up in 1969, 1970, all right? So, dealer ciphers looking like snacks, looking beautiful. It's gorgeous. Hey, you know what, dude? Speaking of harmonics that were just identified as of yesterday, patrons, previous chart publication, Bueller. This is great for gold. This is the correction could be over for gold, I think. 3 months, man. I mean, come on, dude. Come on. I mean, what do you want, patrons?
Bruh.
It's just started, right? It's just begun. It may fail. It may not hit those targets, but let's see if it can get there. Right? We're putting XRP to the test. This looked pretty good. Oh crap! Oh, thank you, Brad. Did you do that? Oh no. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to hit him up for sure. Oh, it's so annoying, dude. If you're, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, dude. So what was posted yesterday in the chart publications? All right, so this one right here. So this was like, if it's educational. It's it was just educational. It's like, man, this is like, it doesn't matter if you don't care about XRP, that's fine. But it's like, look, man, entry was now, right, yesterday, 9 hours ago, and it's like this is just a beautiful structure. It's a beautiful bullish cipher, just like gold, just like GLD, right? And it was like that. And that's like, this is how one could size it up, because we know like there's a critical support that you're just above now. Looking left, and you pivoted twice. You showed the bullish divergence, the low, the lower low, right? And it's playing out. So it really had just begun to play out. And so we're just waiting patiently for XRP to see that first target, which is 25.856 cents. So great start. Certainly not even, I mean, you're getting there, but That's good. This is like, all right, the XABCD triumphs again, at least a little bit. I got 2 emojis on that one, Ninja Girl and Corey. Did anyone even look at this? Probably not. People see XRP and their eyes just gloss over. Well, become learned anyway.
Can we look at the GDX again?
Oh my god, I can't even imagine what it looks like now, dude, right? Right? I mean, come on. Forget about it. It's ridiculous, dude. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Tom, I'm standing outside the Vanek Vectors ETF Trust Gold Miners, and we have a breakout, chat. A breakout. The falling wedge that showed such immense, severe bullish divergence, triple MACD bullish divergence on the daily, standard just regular tail end bullish divergence on the RSI, falling wedge pattern, and you're breaking today. You certainly right now are in the midst of painting. We got 4 hours, 8 minutes till this closed, but that if it closed right now, it'd be a bullish Marabazoo breakout, where your target eventually is 46.92, where the multi-year uptrend, right, is, it got into a correction for 3 months-ish, and now the correction seems to be coming to a close, and we could mark up again and see higher prices. Fantastical, man. Tom, back to you. Thanks, Mitch, our field worker. He's working real hard over there on the other screen. And it looks like assets across the board are having, they're working hard too. So, Tom Wong, that is great news, man. Thank you for letting me know. Yes, XRP trash, but educational either way. Because, like, XRP, maybe for newer people, you post this and people are like, all right, we don't believe it, we don't care about it. Their emotions set in because they know how it underperforms and they don't play with it, and they're better performers, right? I mean, like, one could have gotten in, forget the XRP train that's starting to take off. What about the Ethereum train? The Ethereum train took off October 30th the first time, the second time November 3rd. All right, so election day, it had its bullish Gartley. So, and it's hit its target, and that's what I'm talking about. The vast underperformance of XRP versus some of these other coins. It's terrible. So why not just look for an edge on the ones that perform pretty well? That aren't just, I don't know if it's a supply demand issue or what it is, or if it's like a circulating supply issue. I bet you money XRP could be a circulating supply issue with why it's so diluted, and just never can make higher highs. Always just underperforms, man. It's bad. So that's what I'm saying. It was just there for the sake of education, but you had multiple different assets that you could have played, and you would have outperformed XRP. And the only reason XRP's up, I mean, maybe the TA is being respected, but it's because of Bitcoin. Hey, that's it. That's simple. Yeah, Link was showing, a patron was showing a BAT, but it was really 100% retrace. Look at this. It fell out of that channel, right? And it's just back testing the channel that was once support as resistance today, and could be working on hidden bearish divergence if you don't catch enough bids to get you over 1170. So nice reversal at an ice line at $10, man. But you eventually got to make a higher high than your previous high. So, you could look at it like that, or you could look at it locally, like really not very significant, but you can clearly see this channel here that you're trying to break out of, right? You haven't, you were breaking out, and now you're back below it, right? So 3 hours, 5 minutes to go, this has to close outside of above the supply line to be a breakout. It has not broken out technically yet, but just attempted to within this past 55 minutes or so. Right. So, that's great. That's great that it's testing a minor breakout of a small-ish structure. And eventually, if it does break out, you think the target should be 12.97, right? Like if this thing was going to break out and someone was like, all right, where would one take profit? You can't settle for anything lower than 13.08 here. I mean, it wouldn't be equitable. Okay, so that'd be the target for Link. And if it ever broke 13.08, man, it's just like, you see why 13.08 would be the target anyway. Look where traders settle up. It's just like right here, man. Right there. It's just like settle up, a little bit higher than settle up. And this is price action correlation after this, right? So I think 1283 would be the target, man. All right, 1283, 1308, that's the zone of maybe some profit taking, or at least the minimum area where one could take profit on Link for it to be an equitable trade where it is now, right? You know, so if one was playing down here, this kind of double bottom, or you know, just the ice line $10. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, divergence was kind of there. It was kind of unclear a little bit, but I could see it, but you didn't have much help on the RSI. So that's it for Link. Your target zone, I guess we could say, right here. Okay. And you can't settle for anything lower. You can't, dude. If it doesn't go there, forget it. Trade failed. Or whatever you were doing with Link, it wasn't worth it if it doesn't get to this level eventually. Okay.
Bruh.
That's right, Vio. You read my mind, dude. Wow. Hey, what's up, Jim Rand? He says, hi, new viewer here. Kev from Brighton recommended your knowledge. Oh, whatever, man. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate Kev from Brighton flattering me. I'm just a simple TA, man. I just like the charts. Just been studying charts. It's just my passion, and I just live stream it, right? And we look for an edge for a trade, and we also watch trades play out after we've taken our position. Sometimes it takes a few days. Sometimes it takes a month or two. It's crazy. But the one thing that is very real is patience. Patience is the only way you will make money in these markets, because as Warren Buffett said, stock market is a means of taking money from the impatient and putting it into the hands of the patient. Take heed of those words, because they are priceless. So I'll tell you this, right? With me just saying that, and we're in this melt-up period on this parabolic run on Bitcoin, the more and more people that come in here are going to be inversing those famous words of patience, and they're going to be FOMOing. And FOMOing, near the end of the FOMOs, that is how the composite operator has the liquidity he needs to reverse the trend, to end the parabolic run. So just think about that. I couldn't imagine buying a Bitcoin right now at this price. To me, it's insane. To most viewers in here that have stuck around, that have been with me for years, it's insane to them too. But for newer people coming in, curious because Bitcoin's up $1,000 today, $15,000 again for the first time since the great effing FOMO, they're not going to be thinking about that. They're going to be saying, I need to get in now because this thing could go to $25,000. And it very well could. But there were much greater areas of value to acquire a position. You are certainly paying a high premium trying to buy Bitcoin at this price. Good God. Right? I mean, why is this happening? Because technical support resistances were broken. News-driven catalysts have decoupled Bitcoin from the stock market, where if you haven't noticed in the past few weeks, Bitcoin has been outperforming all index funds, gold, silver, every single asset class. Okay? Even during the selling on the stock market and in gold and silver, Bitcoin was going up. And so when assets outperform during selling of the macro, and then the macro turns back around and goes bullish again, the outperformer is going to outperform the performers that, the ones that are doing well. And that's exactly what's happening. All right, so you think about it, stock market, index funds up 2 to 3% today. Well, Bitcoin's up 7%. Well, it's up 8% just recently, okay? It is killing it, and really, I know there's this one area, this one little high here that isn't much of anything from January of 2018, 15,500. Your next target really is 16,200-ish, okay? That's kind of the next target, man, where it could run to without problems. I think it's just stalling a little bit because of that minor peak right there that I don't even think it's just, right, this major valley down here, a major peak. This is just in the middle of it. It's nothing and very insignificant, man. All right. Well, I guess I'll plot that. I plotted it on the other one. Right there. That's the next major, somewhat major resistance, at least in the 4 hour. Understand, on the daily, the weekly, the monthly, the quarterly, this doesn't really exist. 16.2. Okay, but I definitely think, at this point, with such little resistance above us, we have to take heed of everything. Okay, that could be, that is definitely 100% a potential reversal area. Look, it's like between 16.2 and 16.6, right? Your first time ever creating it, December 7th, 2017. And then it's just like, all right, we've got this zone of resistance there. That's probably in time where Bitcoin would be headed before it reverses. But again, anything's possible. You are overbought on the 4 hour, but not by too much. It's really not bad. It's not nuclear. Dude, you're sitting at 77. And like when we ran up October 21st, we were at freaking 87. So this could go up more. It's even better on the daily. On the daily, daily is still hot. It's actually even more over about 81 on the daily. But look at that, man, how it just was bouncing off 70 as support, kind of. That is extremely bullish. And yeah, I think any supply line there got broken. I think we've broken it, right? Yes, look at this. No matter that, we looked at that earlier on the other Bitcoin chart, but the futures. Major supply line devastated, just blasted through it, and look at the price action. Once you got above, look, you closed yesterday at it, and now you've broken it. And once you broke it, man, look at the price action. It's gorgeous, dude. And look what happened. Ever since, man, you broke that RSI trend. Remember this? Anyone remember the RSI trend? It was bearish divergence, then it just became dumped, and then it became just this RSI trend. You broke the trend, you back tested the trend, and look now at Larry. Beautiful. It's crazy, dude. It's friggin' crazy. Parabola, curved line, the only thing that kind of makes sense now since that was broken. That's all we can do is look at the parabola line. But eventually we'll break. Eventually, man. This is another way to look at it, where you anchor on the bottom. Okay, 1 on the bottom, 2 on the bottom, just new, like it's a brand new channel, and then you have 1 on the top. And as you can see, the top of the channel is around 15,700. Well on our way to testing that. As we know, 16.2 is the only real area where there could be major sell orders, even though right where we are now, there's that one minor scrub high. It's not that big of a deal. So here's your uptrend, Larry. It's beautiful.
Bruh.
Oof. And thanks for the nearly 1,000 people tuned in. If you're enjoying the live stream, hit that like button, that bell, that sub. But even if you're not really enjoying the live stream, do it for Bitcoin's price action. We got 340 likes. We can easily hit 400 in moments if we all just did it, man. It's good for exposure and growth, I think. So that's why we do it every day. Yes, we must take a look at the Chinese S-coin we call NEO that was also at an area of major reversal potential. Yes, remember, don't forget the parabolic run Bitcoin is on. Please don't FOMO. If you're new, please understand when opportunity presents itself, it is far too late to prepare. And opportunity presented itself a multitude of times this summer, this year, but now it is too late too late to prepare buying at these levels. To me and to many people who watch this stream, in this community, it's almost like financial suicide trying to buy at this level. It's crazy. It's crazy to try to buy now. But again, it doesn't mean it can't keep going higher. Because we just look, there's no resistance where we are really. So you're melting up. That happens. But melt ups occur, and just remember, I talked about it a minute ago. FOMO happens after the composite man's acquired a comfortable position, which has happened, and when the top of the FOMO happens, or when people that are new start coming into this market and they don't look at charts, they don't understand what value and premium is, the difference between them. They just look on their screen on PayPal or on Coinbase and they see a number and they're like, that number keeps going up, let me hit that buy button. I don't care, just give it to me. They're not even limit buying, right? They're buying, and probably the spread's kind of crazy right now on exchanges where you would be buying, if you didn't limit buy and you just market buy, you could be buying $100, $200 above the spot price now, okay? You have to, so that's another problem. But I'm just saying, like, that's what they're doing, and eventually that will stop, and the composite man will have the liquidity he needs because of all these people that are doing that, and then he'll be able to sell to everyone and dump it. We get a big CAR candle, a close and reverse candle, where it's a macro on a trading floor where everyone will go from leverage long and they'll all press a button at the same time and they will all go leverage short. That happened. Beautiful example of that was June 26, 2019. Perfect example of a close and reverse candle. I've covered this literally live on stream. That was a close and reverse candle, and we never saw those prices again until just recently. Over like 15, 16 months later. So you just got to understand what's happening. Composite Man did a wonderful job this time. He did it on gold too. He did a great job on gold. But gold is about ready to go again.
FOMO tip $25. Gotta get this tipping before my fiat is worthless.
I guess so, man. Yeah, I'll probably just convert it to Bitcoin, man. But even converting, to Bitcoin now is crazy, dude. FOMO tipper, thanks for the 25. Holy crap, man. The insanity is unreal. So what just happened here, Larry? It's not... Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, chat. Guess who might be here, dude? Oh my god, dude. Just take a guess, chat. Who that could have been. Maybe. Just maybe. Maybe I'll give you a hint.
Bruh.
Wow, dude. Good to see you. Congratulations, because I know you've been accumulating. And this is the best case scenario in a way for you, me, and everyone else who's been accumulating. No, I mean, yes, a lot of y'all are right. Okay, he has different aliases. I'm not, whatever. That's all I can go. I can't even. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not spoiling it. I'm just telling you to guess, and I can't say. All right, it could be anyone. Guess it could be Arnold Schwarzenegger. It could be, yeah, dude, it's Matt Beasley, dude. Yeah, dude. How'd you know? How'd you get perfect guess, dude? VeChain though, man, I don't know. It's been terrible, dude. It's been real bad. Like, you know what it touched though? This is kind of crazy. What VeChain did November 4th, literally yesterday, it finally touched for the first time since it broke it. Oh god.
True internet suffered to pressure.
Is that a joint?
The performance I have done in the past 2 weeks without you. Thanks to the king himself. True inspiration less than 3.
Spencer, thanks for the 420 contribution, man. I appreciate it. Well, dude, I mean, that's humbling and means a lot. Thank you for, the feedback, and I'm glad I've been a positive influence in your life in some shape, form, or fashion, dude. All right. So, man, VeChain, it hit that. Well, this was that. I made it red. 88. or 8.8 tenths of 1 penny, because that was really, to me, where the top of the range was. And it turned out to be very true, because once you really broke it again, you were showing accumulation for a couple weeks here after breaking out of it. Look at that. Once you broke it, you were gone. And so that actually is a pretty interesting level that we just hit for the first time ever. Yeah, you still do have really nice bullish divergence that's yet to play out. Certainly underperforming so bad, and that's what's kind of, you don't really like underperformers when Bitcoin's doing what it's doing. But while look at Ethereum, what it's doing, look at Litecoin, they're having good days. But those are like different now. The meta changed because PayPal, adopted not just Bitcoin, but Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash. Those three altcoins or S coins right there, they just are performing better now. They just are, and I think it might have to do with institutions. We just looked at the Ethereum Grayscale Trust, and VeChain's just not on the list, man. It's just different. So it's still technically broken out of that initial supply line, but not really. There's not much of a structure here. But this is implying that you might run up to 1.1 cents to test it as resistance. That's real. What happened to music? We're good.
FOMO tipper tip $25. 15k BTC brings out the troll in me. VeChain is not doing things. They had a co-founder leave. But now's the time to put that accumulated BTC to action.
Is that true?
VeChain.
Is that true? Well, I'll tell you, just where we're talking congestion area. It could go a little lower because that is the top. But look at this should be now on VeChain. Like a lot of other altcoins, this should be a major steel wall support. 8 tenths of 1 penny. Right? So many peaks. So many. You see it, right? That's an area that a major reversal could happen to the upside. This thing has lost since its highest high in multiple years, since August 9th. Let's see, it's lost 60% of its value. Let's say 61% of its value, which is like a golden retrace type sell-off. So you're talking strategic levels, lower risk areas. And don't just think about VeChain, right? If you don't want to do VeChain, that's fine. But think about education, man. Think about this, applying this to any market. Say gold, right? This was gold. Same thing could be applied, where you just have this major congestion area that was manufactured over a couple of years, a year and a half, whatever, and you lost 61% of your value now, and you're at that steel wall congestion area. That's where reversals can happen, big ones. So I'm not saying VeChain at all is going to do this. But it's just something I'm trying to provide value to you as a viewer. Areas like this are good. So just think about gold. You don't have to do VeChain. It's just what I'm telling you, okay? You don't have to trade XRP, right? The XRP cipher, but you could have. But you could have also applied this technical analysis to the commodities market, the equities market, right? And that's what it's all about here, man. The heart and soul of this channel is the technical analysis, but not just the technical analysis, the risk management, and the position sizing. All three are very important aspects to trading. You can't have one without the other. You got to have all three, man. Thank you, FOMO Tipper. Getting me off on a rant here, an educational rant. I think that's positive. That's a positive thing, dude. So thank you, dude. Wow, man, and welcome back, and congratulations on the insane, sick, fat, stupid gains on BTC that has broken multiple resistances. It's beautiful, dude. It really is. Wow. 15K brings out the troll in ye. But I don't know. I mean, Batman Boy, I'm surprised. I don't even know. We never even talked about you in gold and stuff. But dude, look, gold miners. Gold is breaking out today again. Not so much in the GLD the way I have it plotted, but man, this is a very significant development. An asset, multiple year bull run, right? You got that fiat. You don't want it to go to zero. Well, gold, dude, is doing the characteristic of an asset. Okay, an asset that isn't that big uptrend, corrected for 3 months, and is now reversing.
FOMO tipper tip $25. Isn't it kinda cool that nobody outside of our crypto love cares about this pump yet?
Yes.
Too busy counting ballots. Sorry about your boy truck.
Hey man, I think that I would prefer to not pay substantially more in taxes. So hey man, if you're down with that, if you're down with paying substantially more in taxes, hey man. But I mean, my boy is whoever's looking out for me as a trader and someone who makes money, right?
FOMO tipper tip $25. Gold is old man's BTC.
Thought we called it boomer. It's a boomer asset, right? Yeah, no, it is, and it's not sexy, and not many people talk about gold either, right? There's no. Is there a gold army? I don't think there is a gold army. But I'm just saying, right? With what they're doing to fiat, your boy is fiat, right? I mean, because you know fiat very well, better than any of us. It's going to lose. It's continuing to lose its value. Now, what is it doing today? What is the DXY, the U.S. dollar index, doing today? And there you go, man. Look at this. The U.S. dollar getting wrecked today. What is it down? It's down 0.75%. That bear flag, that nasty, nasty bear flag in a downtrend here, is at your. You're barely holding on, man. You broke below it and you're just right at it now. And this is, you just can't be feeling good about the US dollar, dude. If it breaks this 91, 92 area, dude, its chances are it's going to 88.268. Very nasty, dude. So, I mean, you know, I get it, right? You know, gold's boomer still, it's a boomer asset. And I know you're trolling and we're just playing around, but man, it's not even about gold at this point. It's about the US dollar, its problems. Ugh. Gotta hate it, man, for cash. Sit in cash, man. Not good. Ray Dalio's famous quote, cash is trash. It has its place, right? It definitely has its place. It's, when people are scared, as you saw in March, nothing could rally. Nothing could play the hedge except cash. Cash was the hedge against the crashing markets. Gold dumped, Bitcoin dumped, altcoins dumped, equities dumped, all commodities crashed. Everything crashed at the same time. So that's over now, though, right? There's a stronger footing of, you know, what's happening financially in the world with the U.S. dollar. We all know it's kind of, you know, getting killed. I don't know if FOMO Tipper was here when I mentioned it earlier. I've been mentioning this stat, but if you don't know, of all the money, the U.S. dollars that are in circulating supply right now, 22% of them were created this year alone. That is going to have an insane effect on the U.S. dollar, DXY, and assets that hedge against inflation, 100%. And I'm sure you've gone out to eat with your family, and have you noticed the bill, how much higher it is? I mean, it is everywhere. The inflation's here. It's just not as direct, right? I mean, you just see, like, things cost substantially more, man. A lot more. And especially in that space, because, you know, the restaurant space, entertainment space, they have to compensate for, think about it, the social distancing. So they were already at, like, they were already capped on the revenue they could produce weekly and monthly and quarterly. And so when you cut that in half or more, okay, well then, you know, you have a finite, your revenue just got cut in half. And then people are going to be less inclined to go out. And so they have to make up for that by raising the prices of everything, dude. It's like, a $10 Michelob. Yeah. Beautiful to see inflation happen. Whew. Yeah, don't be late to lunch. Well, fortunately, I just walk out the door and I'm going to go. But, yeah, I know, real bad timing. 30?
Bruh.
My man. Look, dude, I'm just playing off the TTS, and it's great because I'm having a conversation with you, and...
FOMO tipper tip $30. Okay. I can take it in.
Dude, so, yeah, thanks for the Ethereum in the jar, not the VeChain. That's an interesting tip, though. I don't think you've ever tipped me 3-0 before, but maybe that's the inflation. Is that what you're doing? You're tipping me, I guess I think I get it, right? So thanks, dude. Let's go with the boomer old people asset trade is going great, man. It was just too easy to. I mean, like, it was such a low risk. You know, you have a stop loss, protected stop loss around 173, and if it fails. Okay, then you got bigger problems if it fails. That means gold's really screwed. Probably going to fill a gap down 171, but that's just not the case. It sprung back to the spring cipher, and again, and I didn't think I showed FOMO Tipper. The support. Look, man, this is what's so nuts about it. 2011, 2012, what was once resistance for the first time in history has now become support after 3 months of correcting. So just perfect, man. So this could go higher. Very well could. Oh man, I'm digging this song. It's alright. Parabola. FOMO. Yeah, and playing into what he said earlier, he was saying something about not many people even knowing about this. I agree. I think that the hype is not here. It's crazy, dude. People just... I think it's literally some form of that scuffed chart, the disbelief phase, where people just don't believe it. Like, people, they missed out. They don't care. They're like, oh, it's going to crash. It's going to be back down at 9, 10K again. It's going to be stuck for the past 2.5 years have made people so complacent to Bitcoin, right? People just gave up on it. They're just like, I'm done with it. It's a store value that is fluctuating between $3,000, or let's just say $4,000 and $10,000 for a couple of years now, and it's never going to change. But they stopped paying attention. They fell asleep at the wheel, and we were here every day monitoring these critical resistances, and we finally broke one, 11,463, and now look at us now, 15,200-ish. All right. None of your friends hit you up this time like last time? Yeah, dude, not a peep from anyone. No one. I mean, I'm talking to some of my friends. I'll text them about it. But no one's saying anything. Yeah, hey, can someone tell me what Portnoy's Bitcoin would be at that he sold if he didn't? Are you saying if he didn't sell? There's a Twitter account, but I think the Twitter account changed names or something. It doesn't track that anymore. I don't know. Someone find that stat for me. He sold at like 11,000 something. When it's funny, he sold when MicroStrategies acquired $420 million worth of Bitcoin. I think around the same price. And now I can't imagine. I think it's a very good chance that MicroStrategies could be up 175 million now on their entry of that $11,111.11 of Bitcoin, right? He bought Bitcoin too. He bought at 11,000. He sold when an institution bought. That's insane, dude.
Bruh.
Let's go, dude. Let's go. So if we go up, we get the longer Jesus chimes.
FOMO Tipper tip $30. Timing is perfect for real FOMO well beyond ATH around
Correct.
holidays. That's why I don't think it's a good time to sell, other than maybe in the very, very short term.
Yeah, you're right. It's we were talking about this earlier. For anyone who's bought Bitcoin, like, you know, before the past a couple weeks, right? Before the PayPal news, anyone who bought then, like, it's ludicrous to want to buy now. Like, just letting it ride. You should be comfortable with the position you already took. But yeah, it could reverse at any time. That's of course, right? It's so high. I mean, it's overbought on the daily and the 4 hour. It could pull back and test that upsloping trend line again or something. But what we know contextually, there is a possibility that Bitcoin doesn't stop until 16.2 to 16.6. But yeah, I mean, all-time highs. Yeah, it might be a few weeks, a couple months, right, before we break that.
A bit of both don't hurt. Smiley cat face, dollar bills face.
What's up, Jamie, dude? Thanks for the 10. What's your bank? Buy gold if you got cash. A little bit of both. Oh, of course, dude. Yeah, a lot of people like, or I guess like people with their Series 7 that are allowed to get financial advice talk about, gold acting 12% of their overall portfolio would be in gold. And I mean, some people, like, I don't even know. At this point, it's changed. a year ago, 2 years ago, no one would ever think about it, but you could say 12% gold, 12% Bitcoin, and then like, I don't know, 25, 30% equities, right? And then, 12% cash or something. I mean, there's all kinds of ways to diversify your holdings, and 12% sounds like a lot. I know, and it is. Like, people are just now getting 1% of their portfolio. I can't help it. I can't help that my percentage of my portfolio, what it is at its level, because I don't sell my crypto tips. And that is accumulated. You could ask Brad, like the crypto tips account, it just keeps growing, right? Logan just keeps throwing down, $500, $800 worth of Ethereum and stuff and have to chug. So, that just keeps compiling. And then we're going and that's been 2 years, man, a symmetrical triangle, and now we're breaking out, and all those crypto tips are just, oh my god. So, yeah, dude. Nothing wrong with both, of course, but it just depends who you talk to about how much crypto holdings, or not even crypto. It's not even crypto. It's just Bitcoin holdings. Okay, forget the S coins. You can have them. I mean, high majority of my holdings of crypto are Bitcoin. So, let's see, 11:30. Okay, it's gonna take me a minute to get up there. This is such bad timing, dude. Crap.
FOMO tipper tip $25. How many people in their teens and 20s, when in their 40s, will be buying gold instead of BTC with their savings, you think? Gold is a dying asset.
Thank you, FOMO tipper for 25. I don't know if we talked about it. I know we talked about it a while back. I just don't know if you were here, where there have been countless polls that have been done on millennials, and they prefer Bitcoin over gold. And you have to think about how much money, and let me look this up, how much money will millennials inherit? I used to know the number from boomers. Learned this on Real Vision. Okay, so a study shows that millennials will hold 5 times as much wealth as they have today, and the group is anticipated to earn over $68 trillion from the boomer parents by the year 2030. So in 10 years, $68 trillion will go to millennials. And this is going to be happening methodically every day almost at this point. So you have to think, with the market cap Bitcoin's at, what is it today? The Bitcoin market cap today is $281 billion. Okay? $281 billion. That is nothing. We're talking, that is a drop in the bucket. $68 trillion going to millennials that believe in Bitcoin, or at least having it as a store value. This price would, I'll tell you how on the monthly this can play out. Let me show you. FOMO tipper. Oops, man. How do you think this log scale 100% measured move could happen? 524% measured move, $64,000. How do you think that's going to happen? But that's just one of the variables that could get us to that measured move of this log scale symmetrical triangle we broke out of in July. August, we back tested the breakout. September, we back tested the breakout. October, we bullishly engulfed, closed at our second highest level of all time. And now we're exceeding that. If the monthly closed now, 25 days ago, it would be the highest level where traders have ever settled up on Bitcoin. So you have to understand, yes, very good point. But just playing into your point, how could the technicals play out with $68 trillion that will eventually trickle into the hands of the poor millennials? That's how we can get there. Know what I'm saying, man? So I do have lunch in 30 minutes. I've got to commute up there to see them. But, man, it's such bad timing. Of all days, FOMO tipper to come back, I knew this was going to happen. I knew something insane with the Bitcoin pumps. FOMO tipper comes back. But what I'll do is I'll eat lunch with these peoples. I will come back and I'll just go live again if this is all going. And we'll just act like I didn't have to go to lunch. It's just bad. I mean, I feel terrible to cancel on them or postpone. I think it would be kind of inconsiderate for me to postpone on them with just 30 minutes to go to lunch. They could be heading up there now, from their own works. They work in the real world. So, got to go do this. But man, I really do appreciate you stopping by, FOMO Tipper. Just know I will be back after lunch if this keeps going. So feel free to just come back by, you know. And all right, dude. Yeah. I will have fun. I'll hang out with some like-minded individuals that care about stuff like this. It's beautiful, man. All right. So I really do appreciate all the likes, love, support. Hey, JN, thanks for the sub. Yeah, if you're enjoying this coverage, about 1,000 of y'all here, hit that like button, that bell, that sub. I really appreciate everything. Best community out there. Thank you all for the support. I mean, seriously, it's just, I can't express it enough, okay? So keep your eye on Bitcoin. It could go up, could go down. We're in no man's land kind of right now, where the next real strongest support resistance level is going to be 16.2 to 16.6, where we are now, okay? You just know we can fluctuate. We can do 4 hours of indecision before going higher, all right? So just relax. Okay. So I'll be back. Till next time, respect the T. Hey.
Adios, turd nuggets.